Let's be real, something's changed with Prince Harry, and it's not subtle. We're talking about a man who once fought tooth and nail to keep his kids out of the public eye, now suddenly co-signing videos of Archie and Lilibet being used as the soft focus background to Meghan Markle's latest rebranding campaign. And no, this isn't about authenticity or some sweet family moment. It's strategy, cold calculated, and dripping with desperation. It all really hit the fan on Father's Day. Meghan posted a montage of home clips showing Harry being a doting dad, Archie on his bike, baby giggles, sunlight in Montecito. It had all the hallmarks of a lifestyle brand trying to sell you a fantasy, but behind those pastel-tinted frames was a much darker truth. According to insiders, Harry didn't greenlight that video out of joy. He did it because he's broken, emotionally wrecked over the fact that King Charles won't even FaceTime with his grandkids. This wasn't a PR stunt, it was a cry for acknowledgement. What's even messier? Meghan, the same woman who once said she'd never share images of her children with the press, is now all over Instagram, podcasting, and promo clips, weaving her kids into her comeback tour like they're part of a pitch deck. From beach photos to grainy baby bumps, everything's curated, everything's monetized. But Harry, he's not thriving in this setup. He's withering in silence, convinced that showing off their kids might nudge his father back into his life. Spoiler alert, it won't. Charles, according to royal sources, is done. No Zoom, no birthday calls, no updates, and honestly, who can blame him? Harry burned every bridge available, then lit a firework on top with his book, podcast, and that infamous Oprah interview. This isn't some petty ghosting, it's scorched earth consequences. But here's where it gets real twisted. Meghan's using this family rift as leverage. She's leaning into the brand one minute, she's crying foul about people profiting from her children's clothing the next. She's gleefully linking those exact outfits to affiliate sales if someone else is cashing in. Its exploitation. If it's her brand doing it well, that's sharing joy. The contradiction is so bold it almost feels like performance art. And while Meghan's out here launching jam jars and doing soft focus interviews about motherhood and mindfulness, Harry looks like a man who's lost his voice. He's not the fiery rebel from the past anymore. He's the guy in the background of a highlight reel, quietly hoping his dad is watching from afar, trying to reconnect, not through private letters or quiet gestures, but through Instagram clips designed to go viral.
It's one long rendition of all their greatest whinges and a load of self-congratulatory nonsense. Harry and Meghan sold their royal souls to become reality TV stars.
I think Diana, well, I know, we all know, Diana would be shocked that we're sitting here today discussing her son as an outright liar.
Even people who once rooted for the Sussexes are starting to squirm. It's like the veil has dropped, and what's left isn't a couple bravely stepping away from royal duty. It's two people milking their past for every penny, with their kids now front and center. And let's not ignore the future implications. Archie and Lilibet are going to grow up and see all of this. They'll read the headlines, they'll watch the videos, and at some point they're going to ask why they cousins. They'll never know the family ties. They won't understand, and a legacy that's more PR than personal. That's what this generation of royal-adjacent kids inherits. Not tradition, not dignity, just the remnants of a brand built on what could have been. And the wildest part, it didn't have to be this way. But Harry made his bed. And now, well, he's lying in it. Meghan says it's about owning the narrative, but who's really in control? Here, the brand, the strategy, the children, everything seems to orbit around her vision. She's talking about empowerment and independence, but the moves don't feel empowering, they feel transactional. One minute, it's about protecting privacy, the next, it's a full-scale media rollout featuring Archie's baby photos and Lilibet's wardrobe choices. Authenticity. Nah, this is marketing dressed up as motherhood. The clip she dropped for Father's Day looked more like a startup promo than a genuine tribute. Old footage, perfectly color graded, layered with emotional music. Harry walking through the woods, laughing on the beach, smiling at his kids. But there was one problem, it didn't feel current. No recent clips, no genuine moments that weren't curated as past footage strategically cut together. That's what really set off alarm bells. It wasn't a celebration, it was content, pure branded content. Insiders say Harry didn't even push for the post. It was Meghan's idea, driven more by timing and traction than love and reflection. What Harry wanted, according to people close to him, was a call from his father, maybe a text, maybe a nod that he still mattered. What he got was a spotlight he no longer knows how to step out of. And let's talk about that emotional implosion brewing behind the scenes. Harry has tried, he's made his olive branches try to reach out, but King Charles won't budge. Not after Spare, not after Netflix, not after Oprah. There's nothing left to say. The trust is obliterated. And for Charles, who's lived his whole life under pressure to maintain dignity, to hold the line, to not cave, this is about protecting what's left of the monarchy's image. He's not just being cold, he's being cautious. Meanwhile, Meghan continues to lean further into the chaos. Her new brand, American Riviera Orchard, launched with flowery jars of jam and sun Soaked aesthetics, but let's not pretend it's a quiet cottagecore dream. It's the roll out of a multi-million-dollar lifestyle empire. And those kids, they're part of the packaging, whether it's a bike ride clip or a glimpse of tiny shoes, everything's now a product teaser, a mood. Bored, a vibe, and Harry, he's watching his kids become symbols in a campaign. He never intended to run. He's not driving this. He's not even in the passenger seat. He's buckled in the back staring out the window, while Meghan drives full speed ahead blaring inspirational quotes and PR buzzwords. And the saddest part, he's still hoping this all leads somewhere, that someone, his dad, his brother, anyone sees the clips and thinks, let's talk. But that phone won't ring. Prince William's camp has been ruthless in their stance. They've shut down every whisper of Archie and Leet ever returning to royal life. The idea that those kids might one day step back in as working royals completely off the table. William doesn't just disagree with Harry's choices, he sees them as betrayal. And he's not about to reward that by welcoming the next generation with open arms behind closed doors. Parliament discussions are reportedly underway to tighten rules around royal titles, and who gets to use them. That HRH status Meghan clings to when it suits her. It could be on the chopping block, and no matter how many sweet videos or jam jars get posted, there's no charming their way back into the institution. Not now, maybe not ever. Prince Harry always believed there was still a bridge he could walk back across, that no matter how wide the divide grew, something blood, legacy, shared grief would eventually pull his family back together. But what he underestimated was how final some choices really are. And now, as the palace pulls tighter around its core, that door is closing quietly, permanently. The monarchy isn't just distancing itself, it's deleting attachments. Sources close to Prince William say there's no scenario where Archie or Leet return in any royal capacity, not honorary, not ceremonial, not even symbolic. The titles might still technically exist, but the purpose behind them is gone. The damage Harry and Meghan caused with the tell-alls, the documentaries, the public jabs, it wasn't just noise, it was institutional rot, and the crown, to survive, has to amputate what it can't rehabilitate. It's harsh, but in royal circles, mercy has a limit. Charles may still carry fatherly guilt, but William, he sees only risk to him. Those kids represent unpredictability. They're born into chaos, raised in a parallel media circus. If allowed to keep even a symbolic claim to the royal house, they become backdoor entry points to future dramas. That's not legacy, that's liability. And let's not forget the public sympathy is wearing thin, even among early supporters. People are beginning to say the quiet part out loud. It's not about race or independence or privacy anymore. It's about control. Meghan's entire brand thrives on contradictions: private life, public product, royal rejection, royal leverage, family values, family monetization. She's mastered the art of saying one thing, selling another. What's harder to watch is the inevitable fallout for the children. Archie and Leet won't be babies forever. At some point, they'll Google themselves, they'll scroll through timelines, they'll watch clips of their parents speaking in circles while using their childhoods as backdrops for lifestyle campaigns, and they'll ask questions, hard ones Harry won't be able to answer without admitting just how badly things spiraled. Imagine growing up and realizing you're famous, not for your own actions, but because your existence was used to make a point, a campaign, a brand story, that your name was floated in headlines about power struggles you never participated in, that your future was debated in parliament halls and palace meetings before you could speak a word. Even now, the silence around Archie and Leet is suspicious. We don't see them, not present day. Their visibility is rationed like PR currency, only shown when it suits the narrative. A grainy video, here a blurry photo, their carefully aged footage to stir emotion without showing growth. It's like they're frozen in time for branding purposes, because the older they get, the harder it'll be to sell the illusion of innocence and harmony. And that's what makes it so tragic. Behind all the strategies and curated posts is a family that's breaking in slow motion. Harry's not the rebel anymore. He's the ghost of a man who thought he could have both royal roots and freedom wings, but the choice was made. And there's no hybrid role, no middle ground, no sweet spot between monarchy and media influencer. The firm is moving on, the public has moved on, and sooner or later those children will too. But what they'll carry with them isn't a title or a legacy. It's the weight of everything their parents lost in pursuit of something shinier, something louder, and in the end, something far emptier than they ever imagined.